right. So, hello everyone. This is Vibe with Viv. That's for vision, inspiration, belief, and empowerment. Welcome again to another session. Today, I'm welcome to have Alex. He's another relationship coach, and we're going to be diving into some questions that have been pressing on women's mind when it comes to relationships and finding love and healing. As you already know, I work with women who are, trying to heal after going through a breakup, regaining their self-worth, forgiveness, and just come to terms with who they are again after not being in a relationship. So today we're going to be discussing some topics on the man's perspective when it comes to finding love and healing, and how that may help some women who are trying to navigate these things as well. And I am here with Alex. I'll let you introduce yourself, Alex.
Yes, hello. My name is Alexander Young. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. I live out here in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Yes, I'm a veteran. And, I'm a relationship coach by passion because I figured that relationships need to get back to the basics of knowing what it means to have a solid foundation. So basically, I like to help relationships be fulfilled and people fulfill their vision for the relationship. So that's one of my main goals.
Right. So that actually brings me to the next question. So this lady goes, how do you cultivate a great relationship with another when you believe you are healed from the previous, yet you can't find the right kind of joy in the new relationship and may not?
Well, to that question, to cultivate it, get away from your last relationship. Because if you're still stuck in that relationship and you're not into this relationship, you need to you need to learn how to say, okay, it's time to get ready to go. Because you want to find if you're going to find joy and peace, you're going to have to learn sometimes you're going to have to learn how to stop trying to get closure from everything, because it sounds like as if she has no closure from the last relationship. And then sometimes you have to know that there are times where you might not be able to get no closure. You just have to move on. And you have to create your own, you have to be able to build up your peace with that. Because if not, you're going to be thinking about what happens, because now you're in this relationship, you're trying to find a joy, and it's like you're going to say, well, as soon as I get happy, this one's going to tear me down. He's going to break my heart as soon as you try to get happy, because then his intentions are very good, and you're not looking at the good intentions he has. You're looking at what may happen. You're looking at the negative side. You're not looking at the positive. You know, if you just take away, just step away from the past and look what's in front of you. Your vision has to be farther than your eyesight. When you're looking back, how can you how can you get what you want if you don't let that go? You see what I'm saying? You got to be able to let that go. So if you're gonna cultivate it, then get rid of that and build on this.
Mhm.
You know, but gradually let it come naturally too. Don't try to force yourself, but let it gradually, naturally, but focus forward and not backwards. And that be able to perpetuate the goodness of your relationship that you're in now.
It kind of sounds like, although she sounds healed or says she's healed, there's still some aspects that's keeping her, drawn to or attached to that previous relationship. She keeps thinking about the joy she had, the peace she had with this past relationship. So, although, this person may be healed, but maybe in reality, not completely healed, because she's still remembering and going back and comparing to that old person. And really, as easier as is said than done, that is to really cut that part out, to Because now you're not being fair to the next person you're with, because now you're comparing everything with this person, and now this new person is not measuring up because you keep comparing them. I mean, what if the same was said for you? They kept comparing you to their past relationship. It's hurtful for you too as well. So in order to cultivate something healthy, you need to cut it and then have that vision, like what Alex said, with your mind made up that I am going to find love. I'm going to be in a joyful and peaceful relationship, and let that be your goal and let that be your focus, rather than comparing and going back to what you had and thinking you may never find that again. Because once you think you'll never find it again, guess what? You're not going to find it again. But honestly, the only way to find love is to be vulnerable, like what we talked about. Be vulnerable with yourself, be vulnerable with the other person, but be wise with who you choose to be vulnerable with, because
Yeah.
you end up in the same situation.
And you know, Beyonce made that song, irreplaceable. But here's one thing that messes a lot of people up. When she says, "You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute." One thing you need to understand that you can't compare people because everybody is different and unique in their own special way. I can't compare Evelyn to my last relationship
Right.
because she is not them. She is special and unique in her own special way, and I love her the way she is. I can't go back and say, well, I can have another you in a minute. No, because there's only going to be one of them. If you look at, if I'm gonna go a little biblical here in a second. If you think about Boaz, there was all the women in the field, but he only had eyes for Ruth. There was no other Ruth in that field but Ruth. It's like going to a restaurant. You can't go to a McDonald's expecting some Red Lobster food.
Mhm.
If you want that, go to Red Lobster. Don't go to a McDonald's that's going to tell you, oh, well, we'll cook you some shrimp and stuff and mess everything up. Everyone is different. So, you know, when you comparing, now you in the stage of, okay, you're trying to compare me to somebody that I'm not. You making me pay for somebody, you making me pay taxes for somebody else or what they did.
Mhm.
You know, nobody is better than nobody. So you have to know that being irreplaceable don't mean that somebody is going to be you. There can be other people out there with good intentions and stuff, but remember, everybody is unique in their own special way.
Right.
So that's what I have to say to that.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you for that. I like that. Um, I really appreciate you. This was awesome. This was great. This was
Yes, ma'am.
like there was a lot of nuggets that were taken out of this, and I believe that a lot of people will apply into their lives. What are some
And
last advice you would give, let's say, for someone who's trying to find love, or so a woman who's trying to heal? What's a last advice you would kind of give on one of those two ends?
well, on those two ends, I would say go back to my backtrack healing method, the thought process. To move on, look back towards the breakup. Look at the breakup to see if it was preventable, and what can I do to change that it won't happen again. And then you go back to the cause. You go back to the cause, the root cause of the breakup, which means a person has to have self-reflection, a self-evaluation of their actions, and also look at the other person's actions of what they did, what led to the breakup. And as I said, if you get this book right here is a good read. It's called God is a Behaviorist, Status, Marriage, in a Relationship by Shona M. Dennis. It is a good read. It'll teach you about vulnerability, self-awareness, self-awakening, and self-accountability. Because when you're finding love, there's two things you want to look at before you move on. Are you going to build a wall, or are you going to build a shield? A shield is going to protect you in the areas, but you'll know how to let down your shield to some friendly people. But when you put up a wall, you won't know who's friendly or who's enemy, because you're busy, you got a brick wall. And most of the time, you hear this saying that there's a shortage of good men. A lot of women say, but at the same time, you got this brick wall up, which is called standards, in which you don't really have a standard for yourself, because you got this brick wall, and it's gonna take you brick by brick, because you don't get to see. With your shield, you can let down to see, but with this wall, you're not gonna see. You're just not making yourself accessible to finding love. You're just making yourself more. You're making yourself more introverted, that you can be blocking your own blessing from a good man, because your past hurt, you are still drowning in your own past hurt, and you throwing a pity party, and you think that no man can ever love you the right way. I can be honest, I was that way before. I was that way before. And right now, I can honestly say I thank God for where I am now and who I am with right now. And though we have our ups and downs, what relationship doesn't? But the first thing you need to know is, when you get into a relationship, why is it that you get to a relationship? And understand that if you're going to be in a relationship, cultivate it. If you're going to move on, don't compare your future to your past. Because only thing you're going to do is bring salt from the past. And then when salt comes onto your relationship, you'll have that salt from your past. You'll have that old rusty salt, and you putting on more new salt. And you ain't gonna ever find the sugar that you're looking for.
That's good. Thank you. And I appreciate you again for coming on and your time. Where can
Having me.
people find you if they wanted to connect with you?
You could find me on Facebook at Alexander Young. You can reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, Alexander Young 163 9461. I'm on. Also, you can email me at alexmyoung55 @gmail. That's how you're able to find me.
Awesome. Wonderful. And again, anyone watching this, if you are in need of, getting that coaching, whether it's in finding love, healing, definitely hit either I or Alex up. We would be happy to serve you and just to be real and work with you in whatever situation you may be going through. And again, Vibe with Viv Tribe, thank you again for coming on. That's her vision, inspiration, belief, and empowerment. And I hope that through watching this video, you've been encouraged, empowered, and given some steps that you can apply into your life when it comes to finding love and in healing. And have any thoughts on the video that on the topics we talked about today, leave a comment below. I would like to hear what your thoughts are. And until next time, we'll see you soon.